everybody. I'm Eric Bolvin, and this is video 4 in my series on jazz improvisation. The first 3 videos are available on my website. You can watch those before you do this one, or you can just stay right here. When you're learning how to improvise, it's like learning a foreign language. Let's say you speak English and you wanted to learn how to speak French. Consider this diagram. You have this idea of something that you want to say in the foreign language, in French. You want to say, I have a friend. Well, when you're learning the language, you need to go over here to your dictionary. This is all in your mind. You have this little dictionary with all the translations in it, and then you put out the idea. J'ai un ami. Now, as you get better at speaking this language, this dictionary gets completely filled up. And you know many, many words, and your vocabulary is very, very big. When that gets filled up, you have the idea, and you just put it out. You don't have to stop at the dictionary. The same thing is true when you're learning how to improvise. You have this idea, whether it's a conscious one or a subconscious idea of something that you want to play. You got to stop off here and figure out what the heck it is, and then you put it out. The idea in jazz improvising is to spontaneously, output the idea, not stop off here. And how do we get to that point? Same way as learning a foreign language, we got to fill up that dictionary, that vocabulary, as we say in jazz. And the way we do that is by practicing, of course, patterns, licks, transcriptions of solos, learning tunes, listening, all those things. One thing I like to teach my students is how to practice arpeggios. Now, this is very basic stuff here, but if you learn the arpeggios of the 3 main chords, now I've discussed this in my other videos, but the 3 main chord types are the major 7th, the dominant 7th, and the minor 7th. If you know those 3 chords, then you know 90% of everything that's in music. It's that simple. Really is. So, we'll start out very simple with the C scale. And this is concert B flat for those of you who don't play the trumpet. But here's a C scale. Okay? Now, number those notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. C is 1 again. Alright? Musicians use a number system to help us transpose things and to learn things and remember them. Okay? You do this with chords, and you can do it with licks. Alright? Now we're going to play 1, 3, 5, 7. Very simple. And back down. Here's the way I like to play it 3 times. Okay, now I'm playing in triplets. There are other rhythms that I can show you, but that's how you should practice them at first. All we're playing is, what chord are we playing? C major 7. Okay? Now, when I was learning to improvise, and of course I still am learning to improvise, one of the things that always kind of befuddled me was teachers and books that said, okay, learn this in 12 keys. Learn this tune in 12 keys. Here's giant steps, learn it in 12 keys. Like I'm just supposed to go home and do that. So, I took something, it was like a lick in the key of C. I took it home, and I had it in C, and I started transposing it to C sharp. 3 hours later, I was completely frustrated. So, start off easy. And I developed this system for helping people. It's very simple, but it's practical and logical, and it'll help you learn how to transpose things in the 12 keys. And that's what we're going to do with our little lick. And this is a lick, our little arpeggio. It's really a lick, and it's a very simple lick, but yet it's a lick nonetheless. Okay, so we played it in C. Now let's go up a whole step to the key of D. Alright, now, it certainly helps to know your major scales. So, in the key of D, we have F sharp and C sharp. We're going to play our little arpeggio in D. Now I go back and do it in C again. Now we're going to go down a whole step. So we're spreading out from C. So down a whole step from C is B flat. And we're playing what chord? Always think of the chord that you're playing. We're playing B flat major 7. Now I'm going to keep going. I'm going to add another whole step. As you get better, start going faster. So, you know, the new ones you got to slow down. As you get away from C, things get a little bit harder. But there, I just played that lick in 6 keys. So I'm halfway done. I call that group 1. Okay, so all those that you can go in a whole step away from C are in group 1. Now, we need to start with group 2. And I suggest starting on F for trumpet. Alright, so here we go again. You can play the rhythms a little different. Up a whole step to G. It just keeps going, and pretty soon I already got 9 keys. I only need 3 more. So I just transpose a lick to almost 12 keys in just 2 minutes. It's easy. Right now, to continue your practicing, go back to C, and now we're going to do the dominant 7th, which has a flatted 7th in it. Okay? So instead of B natural, we're going to put a B flat in there. Up a whole step. And we just continue just like that. There ain't nothing to it. The final chord is the minor 7th, where we're going to flat the 3rd and the 7th. It's very simple. How about group 2? I'm going to start on F minor 7. So, if you do this every day, you can get through it in 10 minutes easy. You're really going to know, you're going to fill that vocabulary with some cool stuff that you can use. I'm not saying you go out there and play just arpeggios, but you got to know this stuff. You pretty much like learn it, and then you forget it, because it's going into that dictionary. So once you practice all the 7th chord arpeggios, you can start adding the 9th. And let's go back to C, and I can show you how to do that. Very simple. Here's a little rhythm I like to play. Easy. Just major ninth arpeggios. Do those too. All right, then you can keep extending as much as you want. Okay, so, you know, if you do that every day, you're really going to help. It will really help you get a good foundation. And then when you're reading chord changes, you know, you'll actually know what they mean.